higher. At Alexander Road High School in Port Elizabeth, support staff ensured all COVID-19 safety measures were adhered to, making things a little easy for the grade 8 class of 2021. Lerato Fekisi is at the school to talk to the learners about their first day.
I think you hit it on the nail in the intro when you said that it's daunting starting a new school in grade 8, but more daunting is trying to navigate your way in a new school during a pandemic. But when I walk into the school and I spoke to some grade 8s, they are confident, they are sure, they are very much aware that the school has done all it can to make sure that they have a safe, conducive environment, pandemic or not. So I met interesting 2 grade 8 learners who were not here last year and who are eagerly waiting to see what this year has in stake. So let's talk to them and find out exactly how the first day of school was. Tyler, obviously this is your first time at the school, at a high school. Take me someone through the emotions you were going through when you realized that you'd passed grade 7 and now you're going from being a super kid to not a super kid now in high school.
Well, I'm quite excited and I feel extremely comfortable because we follow all the COVID-19 rules and regulations, and I'm excited to try out new things and learn myself to become a better person and new activities and explore things.
And then Tyler, in terms of COVID-19 regulations, what did the school do in particular to make you feel like, you know what, even though I'm coming back during a pandemic, I'm still safe?
Well, before we get to sit down, we get sanitized, we get a tissue to wipe off our desk and our chairs, and then our educator will come around with a dustbin to collect all our papers, and we've received face masks and we follow all our rules, so that makes me feel quite safe.
And then obviously there was the whole call to go online. Which one do you prefer? I know that some pupils were not coping with online learning because it's so tedious and data and now that you're allowed face-to-face contact, which one do you think works better for you?
Face-to-face contact, you get to understand more, because being at home without an educator is not the same as in being at school, getting to understand more because they play a big role in our lives.
Awesome, that was Tyler. Let me speak to Litemba. Litemba, you were here for the first time. I honestly thought you were like in grade 7 because you're so small and you're like, no, I'm actually in grade 8. So now you're in big school, and how's that for you?
I'm excited and a bit nervous because I don't know anyone at this school. It's my first time in such big school, and I'm excited at the same time, meeting new friends, doing new things, doing lots of activities at the school.
And then also there's the COVID-19 pandemic. So did you have any fears now coming to a bigger school now and also now having to fight a pandemic or have to do school during a pandemic?
I did. I thought we all come at once, but we are split into groups for social distancing and sanitizing and all the stuff. If we were all crumbled, there would not be enough space for all of us.
Okay, awesome. And then you said to me that there are obviously so many schools you could have chosen. Why specifically did you choose this school? Because I know PE has got quite good schools, but you chose this school. And why specifically did you like this school?
I chose the school because I heard it's one of the greatest schools in PE and in the Eastern Cape.
Okay, and then long term, where do you see yourself? Let's say you're in grade 8 now, so next 5 or even 10 years, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a SA rugby player.
Siyakolisi maybe?
Not quite.
Not quite. Well, those were 2 young people from Alexander Road High School. One wants to be a soccer player, wants to be a rugby player, not Siyakolisi per se, but he has aspirations to play for the Springboks. But what's really, really heartwarming to hear from both of them is that even though they have to come to school during a pandemic, the school has put COVID-19 regulations in place to make sure that schooling is done safe, fun, and also conducive. So good remarks coming from PE, the first day of school, going super well for grade 8s here, Alexander Road High School. For now, let's go back to you in studio.